In my previous video yesterday, I gave you some information, but then I told you I had not yet completed my research. My research into the murder of Monica Kimani. Well, today I'm happy to report that I've completed all my research, and I can now unravel to you, give you intricate details of exactly what happened, including the motive of why Monica Kimani was murdered. It is an extremely fascinating tale, but unfortunately, there are some bits that are highly sensitive, which I cannot share here on this open public channel. Very highly sensitive stuff, including naming names and revealing information. Anyway, the good news is that I'm going to reveal a lot, most of that information, in this video you're about to take in. And let us start with a clip that I'd prepared earlier, that shows why it is so obvious who the murderer of Monica Kimani was. This is what people call an open and shut case. There is what you call overwhelming evidence, to convict one person and one person alone for this very brutal murder. Just take that in, and then I'll be back and we'll proceed. We will back up a little and start with the meeting of Jackie Maribe, a Citizen TV anchor, and Jowie Irungu. The two met at a popular club, and took to each other immediately. That was sometime at the beginning of this year, 2018. Now, let us be brutally honest. Jowie Irungu has the looks, okay? Any woman can fall head over heels in love with this very attractive young man. This is the kind of man who turns heads wherever he goes. And naturally, he must be very used to it. Used to women falling all over themselves in front of him. And so, he has dated some of the most attractive women in Nairobi, the hottest women in Nairobi. Critically analyzing this fact, one cannot help but suspect that when he met Jackie Maribe, it was really not about her looks. It was more about her celebrity status. Who doesn't know Jackie Maribe? And less than 6 months after their first meeting, Bwana Irungu was already proposing. And Jackie accepted, and therefore he moved from being just her boyfriend to her fiancé. Of course, by this time, which was around June this year, they had already started living together. So this was something which was very serious. This was a serious relationship. Now, of course, this was not the first serious relationship that Bwana Jowie Irungu had been involved in. He had broken up with another very serious relationship and a very Shall I just say controversial circumstances? Now, ordinarily, breakups are not pleasant, yeah? But this particular breakup was extremely unpleasant. To protect the innocent person involved, yeah, this information can only be found in my Club 1999 sensitive video. But the important thing to note here, in most of Jowie Irungu's relationships, it is the woman who provided. Women fell madly in love with him, offered him a roof over his head, offered him their cars to drive, etc., etc. And of course, as long as the relationship lasted, these women were the envy of their friends. Because Jowie Irungu is drop-dead gorgeous, yeah? The kind of man no woman can resist. Now, investigators into the murder of Monica Kimani have already made it public that so far they are not able to find any house, yeah, where Bwana Irungu lives. He has no permanent residence. This confirms the information that ever since he came back into the country in 2013, Bwana Irungu has been living with women, his girlfriends. I don't want to say living off women because that would be more than a bit harsh. Now, between 2013 and 2017, things actually were not too bad for Bwana Irungu. The reason being that he had a regular source of income. He was the bodyguard of Taita Taveta women representative Joyce Lay. Naturally, this job also enabled him, or rather gave him the opportunity, to brush shoulders with the high and mighty, especially the high and mighty in politics. Now, Joyce Lay, who had been elected on an ODM ticket, decided to ditch ODM in March 2017 and joined the ruling Jubilee Party. And instead of defending her women rep seat, the party fielded her for a senatorial seat. Now, her decision to leave ODM in an ODM-dominated county proved to be fatal because she ended up losing her senatorial bid. And she found herself out in the cold as far as politics is concerned. But this also meant that Jowie Irungu was out of a job. But at least his former employer was able to find him some private work here and there during the presidential rerun, after the presidential vote of August was nullified by the Supreme Court. But it seems the financial situation of Bwana Irungu moved from bad to worse, because at the beginning of this year, there was a very curious incident that would seem to confirm that his money problems were indeed serious. Bwana Irungu put out word that he was holding a fundraiser, Harambee, and the purpose was to raise funds to bury a dead relative. And of course, he put to good use his contacts with the politicians, including cabinet secretaries. The whole idea, of course, was to raise a huge sum of money. But this plan was frustrated when some of his relatives came out and denied his story. They boldly let Kenyans know that there was nobody in the family who had died. It was around the time this embarrassment had unfolded that he met Jackie Maribe. And Bwana Irungu was still with Jackie Maribe at the time he started getting involved with Monica Kimani. The initial contact seems to have happened on social media. And this online relationship built up towards her return to Kenya. Actually, there are those who suggest that her plan may have been to go directly to Dubai, where she was going for a brief holiday and shopping, and then return to Kenya after that. However, Bwana Irungu was the reason why she decided to have a stopover of at least one day in Kenya before proceeding to Dubai. These people speculate that the whole idea was to meet Bwana Irungu. Now is a good time to dig a little deeper into the late Monica Kimani and her background. And let us start with her dad, Paul Ngarama Kimani. Now, Bwana Paul Kimani is a bishop. He has never been a rich man. And yet we are told that Monica was running a family business in South Sudan. And I can tell you that that information is accurate, but it doesn't seem to make sense. So let me explain. And let's start with the life of Paul Kimani. I have only recently discovered, that actually I know Paul Kimani personally. In the late 90s, I was helping out a friend on a part-time basis, and the work we were doing involved contact with newspaper vendors. And that is how I met Paul Kimani. He was one of the major newspaper vendors, nation newspaper vendors, in Nairobi. And in 2013, he made the very bold move of relocating to South Sudan. Now in 2013, there was kind of a gold rush to South Sudan by Kenyans. This was a brand new country, and there were endless opportunities for Kenyans to do virtually anything. So Bwana Kimani went to South Sudan and continued with the business he knew well, selling newspapers. And he greatly prospered in South Sudan. And like Nairobi, where there was stiff competition, he was able to dominate in South Sudan the distribution of Kenyan newspapers, to Kenyans who wanted to stay abreast, stay informed of what was happening back home in their country. And soon, things were going so well, there was so much money to be made, that he invited his entire family to South Sudan. Now my guess is that this newspaper business is still going on, even in the absence of Paul Kimani himself, who is back in Kenya. And Monica Kimani must have been the one who was in charge of it, in the absence of her dad. However, this is not the main source of income for Monica. This was not the main source of income. What happened is that her dad's business of selling newspapers had also given him very valuable contacts in South Sudan of very powerful and influential Kenyans there, whom he sold newspapers to, and therefore it was not very difficult for him to secure a job for his daughter Monica at the Kenyan High Commission in South Sudan. And this is a stepping stone Monica used to make huge sums of money. Now that is a bit sensitive, and it's all in my Club 1999. It is very easy to become a member of Club 1999. You can see all the information and details on your screen right now on what you need to do to instantly become a member. All you need to do is send a blank email to that email address you see on your screens now, and you'll get an automatic response, an automated response giving you payment details. Apart from this story, you'll get almost 30 sensitive videos from the past, with very highly sensitive political information that will help you understand the political situation in Kenya better. All of them contain the kind of information I would never dream of carrying on a public channel. Anyway, let us proceed. Now we have a full background of all the players involved in this particular saga. We also know that all the evidence points to one particular person having committed this murder. However, we still don't have a motive. Now, unfortunately, the motive is highly sensitive, and therefore it's in Club 1999. However, with all the information I've given you so far, you can put it together and make a pretty good guess of what the motive may be. But of course, what you'll not have are the details of exactly what went down, leading to the murder of Monica Kimani. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.